Alrighty, hello. What's up, friends? How's it going? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, happy Friday. How's it going? Funzy, hello. Druva, what's up? Gam, we lube as brothers. Oh, you're lubing? Nice. Better get on it. Hinker, what's up? Eric, early streamer? Yeah. Today we thought early. One Drunk Man, hello. Zosco, hello. Uter, hello. Gam, Insty. How's it going? Guluppy Ponchik, hello. Fallen, early stream today indeed, yep. Hithrak, hello. Coffee Climbs, early, yeah. Early stream today. I had some meetings and stuff in the morning. Finished that a little bit earlier than expected. And then I figured I actually should just wanted to get some stuff done, but not specifically work related, and so decided kind of flip around the schedule. So yeah, so that's why we have an early stream today. So let's get to it. All right, Fishy, hello. What color Grail? I actually don't know. so we'll see. Yeah. All right, let's get right to it because you know need to get this done, and it takes a while. So, okay. So we first have our HKV here, and we have our Grail, heavy Grail stuff over here. Just gonna undo this elastic stuff.
You look as delicious as my dinner on Sunday. Hungry, lunchy.
Is this a personal build? No. It says in the command. It's for a client, so it's not personal. I do not own a heavy Grail, nor an XRF, neither an XRF, nor a heavy Grail, nor a Evia. So yeah, don't have any aftermarket cases for Topre because I just use OEM for the most part. So yeah, will you be lubing and all? Yeah, I have to. So yes, we will be lubing and everything. Mason, hello. You look as delicious as my dinner on Sunday. It was nice to see you, Mason. For dinner and stuff. It's too bad that one of the other folks missed out, but yeah. Actually, they got back to me and they said that they've been just busy and stuff. So let's see. It is time, yes. Have you tried the desk key sliders that are compatible with MX keycaps? No, I have not. As someone new to hobby, could you explain the appeal of Topre and the aftermarket cases? Yeah, sure. So let's kind of start. That's a two-part question. Let's first start with the appeal of Topre. So the appeal of Topre is primarily going to be that these are electric capacitive switches. They last a long time. They work well, and they do sound and feel pretty nice in general typing. Another one is that, like, for example, in the case of the HKB very specifically, it introduced a specific type of layout that was not seen before, and it kind of became very popular, particularly among software engineers, and programmers in general. Like, that was kind of like its intent initially, because a computer science professor was the person who invented the layout. But more importantly, just like it got popularized, as a very unique kind of layout, specifically in this like 60% small layout domain. And then there's like the Leopold or the Real Forces, which are larger layouts. There's like the 660, there's 980, which is the 1800 style, and then there's the Real Force TKL, which is of course standard 10 keyless. But those also use electric capacitive switches. Topre in general has been around for a long time. Is that green blank from a 10th A Real Force? No, this is from the it's that accent kit. There's that accent kit that they just sell like on Amazon. You can find it pretty easily. Anyway, so yeah, the appeal of Topre is that it's like this consistent feeling electric capacitive switch based on domes. That's basically it. For the aftermarket cases, it's more so for folks who want to customize their case to not be a plastic case, essentially, because the appeal of MX custom keyboards is the same thing. We have MX keyboards, Cherry MX keyboards that are made out of plastic, right? That they're made out of plastic from the OEM, right, from the original manufacturer. And then we have custom keyboards that are made out of aluminum, right? And we made custom cases to basically fit these parts, right? So that's the appeal. That's primarily the appeal of custom cases for Topre, is to kind of take the internals of a plastic case and put it into a metallic case and see how it goes, basically. And I think the hardest part mainly has been to kind of preserve the feel and sound that original Topre has in its plastic case into the metallic case, because, well, obviously with the metallic case you'll introduce new variables. So that's the engineering challenge, so to speak. But that's primarily appeal, if that makes sense. If that didn't make sense, you can ask more specific questions as a follow-up and I'll try to answer them, but that's pretty much the short version of that. Actually, that was kind of long-winded, but yeah. Sorry about I opened the window, so that's why you hear all this stuff outside, but don't mind it too much. I hope they could just shut up, but it's okay. TX or Stavies, either is fine. TX is nice, but I've worked with Stavies and they work fine too. After the build, can you do a sound test of the heavy grade compared to your own HKV? I could try that. I mean, you can always actually you can just compare to like what this one sounds like. And I think mine are also not the best reference either, because my HKVs also I've looped like a long time ago. So Topre is one of those things that you do actually have to retouch again, maybe like once a year or once every 2 years or so, just to kind of preserve like that like lubed kind of sound and feel. Because you're just lubing the like plastic sliders, and that eventually does wear out actually, but it does last quite a while. But I would say that it does change over time, more so than for like MX switches that are completely closed. Yeah. And also like more surface area. Anyone have any idea why layer toggle on VIA doesn't do anything for me? Weird. I don't know. In allo cases, you can only hear the stabs on Topre. I think, I don't know. I mean, I think it just kind of varies overall, people's experiences on that. Okay, so let me first test the board here, because I think I have it on. Okay, yeah, okay, so it connected to my Bluetooth, which is good. I had tested this before. You can just kind of hear the general sounds here. Just kind of like open up like a test here. Sorry about the mic sound. So yeah, that's what this one sounds like. This is just a regular HKB professional hybrid Type S. So this is in its stock form. Nothing's been touched on this. So this is what it sounds like, completely stock. And you can hear the mods see if you want. Honestly, the stock stabs on HKBs these days is pretty good. It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's also not bad at all. You could use it stock and not really complain in general use. Anyway, so that's what it sounds like, right? This is the silent one. Yes, Type S means it refers to the silent one. So yeah. All right. Okay, sorry, just moving the mic a little. Let's see. That was helpful. That's good. Coffee climbs. I'm glad. Puka Pukan. Oh, hello. It's really insightful on what you explained. Love the knowledge bits. No problem. Feel free to ask any questions you have. There's no beginner or expert question. Just ask whatever. Just ask whatever you want. All right. So, okay, turn that off for now. Put it aside. Do you lube the conical spring? No, I don't. They'd be clapping cheeks. Hello. How's it going? Ridwan Kenobi says, if you have to pick either Topre or MX, which one would you think be an endgame for you? I think, so if I were to keep like one keyboard, I definitely want to keep an HKB around because it's the board I started with when I first entered the hobby and I love it. And it's pretty reliable, like it's always, like it just works. And also, I can always replace it easily, you know, things like that is very nice. So I think I would always keep a Topre board, specifically the HKB, around, at least for me. It's a very functional layout for me in every regard. It's compact, the layout suits me well, it looks nice, it's light, many things, right? The modding isn't even that hard, it's replaceable, it has Bluetooth capabilities if you buy the hybrid one or if you put like one of those Bluetooth controllers. So like there's the ease of access kind of thing. That I think makes it like a worth being a keeper, I think. So, but that's just me. Let's see. Hello, Jura Pika. Hello, hello. Is this a hybrid? Yeah, hybrid Type S. Pennywise, hola, ¿cómo estás? Topre sounds rattly to me in general, says Icy Philippe. That's fair, especially stock. Stock actually sounds pretty rattly. Overall, although the new versions, like the new current generation of Topre boards has been pretty good. Pretty good. You sent me down the HKB rabbit hole, Carbon. I'm glad. I hope you've been liking it at least. I think that's the least I can say. I hope you've been enjoying it. Alright, so let's just unpack the parts here, just so I can know what I need to do here. Okay, so I have my file here for the plate, the screws here to mount the plate. So the file here is like an optional file. It's in case any of the sliders are binding or anything like that. That's just kind of like an important thing to be aware of. That, you know, it's an injection molded plate, and so it does have the chance to have some binding with the sliders because, you know, not every ejection of this part is perfect. So, you know, it's one of those things. But yeah, this is the Norbauer heavy Grail plate. Very pretty pink. It's made out of ABS. And so let's also open up our box here. You don't use the BT on it, do you? Well, right now, this does have Bluetooth. Like, I can actually just press this button. It turns on blue, and you know, I am typing on this HHKB Bluetooth. hybrid type S with Bluetooth. Boom, and there I can type on it on chat. And then you can just turn it off, just press again, a little red light appears, and that's it. It's pretty easy to work with. You can connect to several devices. Alright, so there's that. Okay, so this is the Norbauer Heavy Grail. Basically it comes in this nice box with a lot of foam. Take out this, and you first get the product credential, the folio. Basically it's like the authentication of it. You get a box with accessories, and you get the case. So today we have an Aperture Heavy Grail. I believe I've worked with Aperture before, so you've probably seen it on my streams. But yeah, that's what we have for today. Eric, thanks for gifting a sub to Drua. Drua failed to evade today. -5, easy. Alright, so inside of the case there's this little gasket piece that kind of is supposed to go with the plate later on once we put it all together, and then there's this piece of foam that just basically covers that part too, the bottom under the PCB, and then there's this what is this called? I forgot what it's called, but you know what it is if you look at it. Felt, thank you, felt. Yes, felt. You have this felt piece here that lines the inside of the case, also to fill some of the space and to cushion it a little bit. Looks like the bump-ons have already been installed. Nice. We have our screws here. So the back is just sandblasted, I think, maybe steel. And the top case here, it's in aluminum, and it's been powder coated in this nice hammered style, like Aperture. The Aperture is the name of the style that he calls it, Norbauer calls it, but it's like this kind of hammer style, like kind of similar to the Leica cameras, but that's kind of the point. And there's our USB-C port, so this is intended for the HKB Professional, Hybrid, or Classic. Either works. If you use a hybrid one, the only thing is you will lose Bluetooth. You can mod it to work with Bluetooth, but you need to, like, basically you need to get like a voltage regulator and like a chip to handle the Bluetooth chip, essentially, and the battery. And it's doable. It's a mod that exists. People have done it, but we're not doing that today. It is a lot of work. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's okay. It's not that bad, but yeah. So there's a credential folio. Basically, just has like information about, I mean, like kind of like general like signatures and stamps and whatever. Kind of like similar to like a passport. It's pretty cool. Basically, like an authentication card for this unit. Yeah, it looks like a passport. Yeah, that's exactly the point. The point of this is actually to look like a passport. A lot of Norbauer's designs and stuff, I mean, he roots himself a lot in this like retro-futurist sort of view for design, and so he enjoys like putting a lot of these design elements into like the little things that he adds. So there's that. Some extra screws and the bump-ons. I'll just leave them aside just in case. Actually, yeah, sure. Alright, so I think the first thing we should just go ahead and do is disassemble. No. Let's actually lube the plate, right? Let's actually lube the plate first, and then disassemble the HKB. And then I'm going to, you know, get the sliders out, and then we're going to assemble it all together. Yeah. All right, so we'll do that. Put this aside for a sec. So let's just start with lubing the case here. So lubing for HKB is a bit different. A bit different from regular MX. In regular MX, you lube like all of the parts, right? Like you can lube the housing, you can lube the slider, etc. In Topre, you generally just need to lube the housing, because the sliders just go in here and slide here. For all the 1U units here, and then you can also lube the stabilizer wires, right, that go into each of the stabilizer positions later on. And I have other build streams where I've done the heavy Grail, and I've also done the HKB by itself, so you can go look those for reference if this is not clear enough. I'm just going to be going through everything anyway, but I might miss a few things if I kind of skim it. Then you know that's probably why. Hang on, you're giving your personal HKB to client? No. This is not my HKB. This is somebody sent their parts, and I'm just doing the modding for them at their expense. And yeah, the hybrid just fits in without issues. All you do is you just don't have a battery, so basically the Bluetooth doesn't work. So yeah, it's not a problem. All right. Confirming, yeah, 3204, great. So for lubing, Topre, I actually don't use a brush. I use these micro applicators. You can do, I think, exclamation applicators might work, but they're also on my exclamation gear, and there's like a Google Doc that has them too. I think the Kit.co also has it too. But basically, these are some micro applicators. They're basically used for pretty much anything. I forget. Okay, maybe the command doesn't work. Okay, well, it's in the second link there, in the gear command, and you can look for them, micro applicators. They're on Amazon. They're super cheap. They're just disposable, and I just use a few of these to lube the sliders because it is easier to kind of use the size of this applicator to apply the lube evenly. But that's pretty much it. No rocket science. Nothing too complex other than that. All right, maybe I'll just grab my air bulb here and just dust it off just in case. Okay. Alright, so get started with this. So this is just Tribosys 3204, and that's what I use for to lube the part where the sliders will go. And then we're gonna remove the sliders and all that stuff from the HKB itself later on. But if you're lubing an HKB, this is basically what you're lubing. You're lubing the plate that's inside, like, part of the case. Random question, have you had the chance to check out the Link 65? Your thoughts on the board? I have not had the chance to check it out myself, like as in like I have not had a unit myself or anything. I've seen like Alex's like build on it, so I suggest just checking out like Alex Ocho's build. There are a bunch of other people who also got the Link 65, so just honestly would defer any opinions to them because I do trust their opinions. And having not seen it IRL is definitely something that, you know, makes it less reliable for you to trust my thoughts on it. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I think it's interesting as far as the Linky PCB, however it works, right? The PCB that's like cut up into like 4 slices or whatever. It's pretty cool. It's neat. It's interesting. I guess for me, it doesn't appeal to me like immensely. It's kind of like starting from like, for me, like for example, I don't use 65% that much. I'm using one right now, but it's not like I tend to use 60% and TKLs a lot more. Another thing is I'm not super interested in just like the mechanism of the PCB in the sense that like it's cool, but yeah, you know, it's like a feature that I don't need. So I kind of feel ambivalent about it, but that's it. I think as an engineering aspect, it's kind of neat to see it work and to you know how it's put together and everything. That's kind of cool. But that's it. Yeah, I did not hold any personally vested interest in the in the board, but you know, what other people have voiced about it, I think I would probably agree with them if I had the chance to build the board. So if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm just sorry, I'm like putting the plate a little close to me because I can't see it. But basically, I'm just putting lube on the slider portion here, so the sliders will go here at each of the corners here. So like there and there, and you're just applying a tiny bit of lube there. So the slider glides a little bit more smoothly across the grease. Have you tried 3203 on rails? Is it a huge difference from 205 and 3204? I've tried 3203, yeah. 3203, well, it's thinner. It is a big difference from 205, for example. I would never use... I don't really use 205 on rails. Reason being that it feels too thick and too sluggish. So 3204 is my happy medium. Yeah, so I don't use 3203 just because it's... I mean, I don't use it now because I just didn't buy more of it after I ran out of my first vial. And I basically have like a lifetime supply of 3204 and 205, so I figured I just wouldn't buy 3203 in general, because why spend more money when I already have a lot of stuff that already works. So that's actually my primary reason why I didn't buy 3203, is that I didn't want to spend more money than I had already spent. Like I've already spent like, you know, hundreds of dollars, probably, you know, over $1,000 or whatever in lubricants. So like you know, it wouldn't be worth for me to keep buying more extra stuff that I probably won't use all that often. That said, 3203 works fine too. It's nice and thin, so it will still definitely, you know, you'll still feel like a nice application of the grease, but it will not feel as like thick or kind of like buttery, sluggish type as 205. 205 definitely is a bit too thick, I think, for my preference. Some people like it though, but it's not my preference. I used GS2 when I built mine. That turned out pretty interesting. In a good way interesting, or in a bad way interesting? Interesting is a very has a duality to that word. It's a bit ambiguous. Put a very light coat of 205. Yeah, a very light coat works too. I just can't bother since I'm already used to using the 3204. But yeah, light coat of 205 is pretty much equivalent to a 3204 coat. So interesting is an interesting word. Interesting is the word that you use when you kind of want to, like, there's like a tonality to it, right? You could say like, oh, that's interesting, or that's an interesting question, and in a way you're just deflecting the question. That's an interesting remark or comment, you know. It's like you're deflecting in a way that you sound intellectual, but you're not quite answering the question sometimes it is actually like you're genuinely expressing well, interest or attention. You're like, oh yeah, that's very interesting, that's really cool, like very intriguing or captivating, whatever you can choose the word. I've never noticed this. That's an interesting observation. Yeah. Like, this tastes interesting. It's very different from, oh, this tastes interesting. Like, there definitely is a tone to it, you know? It's kind of like saying the word fuck. You know, you can be like, fuck! And you can be like, fuck? Or you can, you know, like, there's so many things, right? It's all about how you use the word and how you contextualize it, right? Not paying attention in meeting? Interesting. Yeah. Oh yes, that was very interesting. Great observations, colleague. It's like, yeah. If you want it to be happy, try putting emphasis on ting. Interesting. Please zoom in on the area where you lube. I like to see how much you put. I put about this much, you can see. It's only about, maybe less than this. It's whatever gets brushed from this, so it's actually probably less. So, let me see, where am I lubing here? It's like, yeah, it's like a little less than this, basically. Because whatever gets remained, it actually gets slid and picked up again by this, by the applicator. So it's like whatever's left of that, which, yeah, I still have some left, so I can just keep going with this one. Basically just do it once or twice, and that's good enough. Yeah, it's pretty much a minimal amount. Too much and you'll end up making the slider really sluggish. The slider won't just pop right back up unless it has the force of the domes pushing against it. But yeah, the idea of the micro applicators is that by just using them, you're essentially applying a small amount due to the nature of the applicators. They're like kind of like hard. They're not like brushes where like it'll clump up on one side as you brush. Because like when you brush, right, when you have like, if you look at brush strokes on a painting or on anything for that matter, it's, you know, it's like front loaded. Like it like deposits a lot more at the first part of the stroke, and then it spreads the rest, so the tail end doesn't actually get that much of whatever material you're using, whether it's paint or whatever else. So but in this case, for the micro applicator, it's just like this, you know, cylindrical thing with like a little piece of fabric or whatever to apply. It's a bit easier because like there's this hard surface against which it glides, so it's a little more even, I think, than brushes. Brushes are fine though. I mean, they work fine, but I do think they will leave more on one side than the other, which I don't mind when doing like regular MX switches, but for Topre, where like even applying a little too much can make a difference, I would rather err on the side of caution and use less. They sell them to touch up paint. Oh yeah. People use them to touch up either paint or like ceramics. Like I've seen them used in like cosmetics too. A lot of cosmetic people like will use these micro applicators, like kind of like makeup and stuff, touching up small things. How's the 910? Pretty nice. I mean, pretty standard. It's a nice board. Anodizing is nice. Layout is, well, pretty standard. It's just 65% without the corner key. But overall, very nice feeling. Nothing particularly negative, really. Looks good. It looks nice and sleek. Which all you would ask for my boards, just for it to look nice and whatever. If you like it, you like it, you know. People are in a constant chase of new things, so if you're the type of person who is constantly cycling on stuff, maybe it will just be a boring board for you. So I would suggest not to just chase based on, you know, clout or whatever it is. Tomo versus 910. I think I prefer the layout of the 910 more. But they're both very nice boards. I've typed them both and they've both been pretty pleasant to use. Look-wise, they kind of look similar, like especially in the back. I mean, the 910 does have this like like Toblerone style weight, which looks pretty neat and all. But I like the Tomo too, to be honest. The Tomo, what I, for example, I don't like too much is I actually, because it has that corner piece, it kind of makes the top, the function roll a little too cramped, but it's fine. Honestly, it's not like you're using effort all the time, so it doesn't matter. It's mostly an aesthetic thing to nitpick on, but that's like a personal preference thing. Some people really just like 75% layout, so if you're that type of person, you should just use that. Honestly, I look at keyboards based on the look and not based on most other things, so as opposed to what a lot of people tend to ask. If it looks good, that's kind of what I want. I'll probably just join the raffle for fun. Sounds good. Good luck. Evening Wolf Toasty. Oh, you wait, no, that's still your username. Never mind. Oh, you changed your username, but I think it's the same. On Twitch, at least. Kind of sad that there's no internal weight, but it still sounds pretty nice. I don't know what the obsession or what such agony is about not having an external or internal weight. I really can't see the point. Like, you know, I understand it looks good or makes you feel heavier, which is cool and all, but honestly, I don't strongly believe it makes that big of a difference. Like, just that alone. So I personally kind of don't care. But yeah, I mean, whatever. People can nitpick on whatever they want. So yeah, I don't have a place to really say anything against it either. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I've definitely been observing a lot of that over the past few weeks, like kind of like going through the motions of doing these build streams and whatnot. Is that people will be like, oh, there's no weight, it's gonna sound resonant and hollow or pingy or whatever, and I'm like, why don't you just wait until more people try it and you can judge for yourself? But it seems like a pretty unbased comment. Like, have you tested it, A and B? Like, have you taken the same board, exactly the same keyboard, and said, okay, I'm gonna like put the weight here and then fill it with aluminum. I mean, take the weight off and fill it with aluminum or something, and then you know, try it again and compare. But again, what I'm saying is, I think when people say it helps with the sound, or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff, I really don't think there's like a, like, if someone were to show empirical evidence that this is indeed the case, like an A/B test properly done, where you have a full aluminum case of the exact same dimensions with no weight, so it's completely, you know, exactly the same, like interior, not a keyboard where you take out the weight. Different. It's very different. A keyboard that is fully made out of aluminum, and then a keyboard that's exactly the same dimensions, but in one specific volume section, you basically, you know, carve it out, like you have it cut like that, and then you put the weight, and then you check the difference. I only know maybe one person, two people that I personally know who may have done that, and they basically concluded that it didn't really matter to them, but they went with the weight because it looked nice, so that's fine. But yeah, it's up to them to disclose whatever they want. But yeah. Not to mention that it obviously doesn't apply to every single keyboard. I mean, you know, you can assume whatever you want. If having no weight is a deal breaker, then so be it. Better off saving your money for something that does appeal to your preferences. If you're not necessarily looking for a Grail board, as long as a nice 75. I mean, I've heard people who really like the Sauna and that's like their end game. That said, you know, everyone has different preferences. Some people just start at 1 and finish at 1. Some people start at 1 and never finish. Some people just purchase a few, try a few, and then kind of settle. That's kind of how it goes. Different preferences. You can compare my Alu Bakaneko versus my brass Bakaneko. The latter is much pingier. Yeah, I do think it just depends on the enclosure. Like, that might be the case with the Bakaneko, but I wonder if it's the same if you have, you know, for other boards. And some boards might not make that big of a difference, but yeah. As I said, it's fine to make the assumption. But I also think it's kind of silly to apply it on every general case. It's like, only way to know is to try. And I doubt people, you know, I don't think it's like one of those things where like people are spending money to prototype something and then they're gonna be like, oh yeah, let's go with something that we don't like. So it's like if the designers like it and you don't like it as a potential customer, then it's simple. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Diego, a very serious question. Why lightning? To be kind of concise, it was like a nickname I had from the time I used to do track and field. I used to be a track and field sprinter. I used to do 100, 200 meter dash and relays. Back when I was like in middle school, high school, middle school. Mostly middle school, I guess. Yeah, my coach called me like little lightning, basically, but in Spanish, so like Rayito. Because I was a fast sprinter. I think I like had like a 11-second 100 meter dash around then, which was pretty fast for someone pretty short. Yeah, that was my best. It was like around, it was in the 11-second regime. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thankfully it didn't go all the way down. Cool. My PB in high school was 14.9 for 100? Oh, but it depends if you were actually in track or not, right? I'm saying like if you're competing. Like I was competing, at the state/youth, like youth Olympic kind of like level or whatever, like whatever that was, like the qualifiers or whatever that was. Hello, hope you're having a great Friday, Amory. Hello, I think I didn't lube correctly my stabs when I built my heavy grail. Definitely check how you lube yours this stream. Okay. Oh, will do. We're using regular Topre sliders, so we'll see how it goes. Got 11.9, then quit running exclusively pole vault. Oh, cool. I never could do pole vault, but that's pretty cool. Sounds very exhilarating. Gioran, hello. Saw you in chat, I think. Pretty sure. Yep, hello. Aperture and sunset plate? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, third row. Alright, let's go to the next one. Actually, let's zigzag it, so let me start from here. That way I can keep track. Oh my god, this mister. Having the window open and being on the ground floor is so funny. You can hear every single conversation outside. My girlfriend at the time was actually fast, so it was nice to be around to support her races. Oh, cool! That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I do miss my time being a sprinter, but I got injured during a race and I had to stop. Basically, I had this like big pelvic injury, or like kind of like more like wasting. I would say it was basically like wasting at the bones, and so they recommended me to stop doing competitive sports. So I switched over to basketball, but it was primarily because I was doing very strenuous training. Basketball was fun though. I used to do basketball. I played basketball for high school. That was fun. I really liked it. Obviously not for college, because you know I wasn't tall. I'm only like 5'7" almost. So yeah. Did I lube this one? So hard to tell if I lubed this one. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, never mind. Shin splints? Never again? Oh. Ouch. Yeah, injuries with sports always not pretty. Never pretty. Never nice. Never a good time. I hated competitive sports in high school because of my birth year. I got put in the group for people a year older. Oh, yeah. If you're like born like early in the year or something like that, bad luck. In that sense, I mean, it depends on the rules, like the conditions. Like sometimes you can just place in a certain year, but most of the time they don't let you kind of do that. So if you get placed in the wrong year, kind of like, and especially like in like high school or whatever. It's pretty brutal because of, like, you know, people have growth spurts and stuff, and yeah, being a year being a year younger in general puts you at a big disadvantage at that age specifically. I thought you said oh, I thought you said splits. No, splints. I'm super late in the year, so like in year 2 I was in the year 3-4 group. Ah, that's awful. That sucks because it's so hard to place. But I mean, yeah. It all depends on your class too. Like if your class just has a lot of folks who are very good and whatever. I mean, like, or in the class above, I guess. So I normally have a few of these micro applicators. Sometimes just one is enough. But there's times when the applicators, I mean, just because they come in a bag, right? Like there's so many in the bag. Sometimes like the little cotton piece at the end, it kind of like starts coming off or starts getting a little like ineffective, I guess. And so I normally just replace it with a new one. But today it looks like it's holding up fine. So one is enough for this one. But I normally have one or two at least. Kind of a lottery. Anyway, y'all have plans for the weekend? It is... Oh, it's 21st today. 22nd if you're in the other side of the world. Still a week away from Halloween, essentially. Y'all doing anything for Halloween? I don't think I've dressed up in a while, but yeah. Actually, mayhaps? Oh, cool. My plan is to wait patiently and pine away for my replacement Hoshisora. Those are the switches, right? I got a work dinner on Saturday. Damn. Work on Saturday. Smooge. But I guess hopefully it's a bit more casual or something. Even if it's for work. Preparing some Halloween shenanigans. Been procrastinating. Now I have to catch up. Oh, what are you preparing? Like a party or like some sort of celebration get together? Or you're talking about like making a costume? Think I'm just gonna rot at home? Sounds like a fun time, to be honest. Rotting at home also one of my favorite pastimes, so I can relate. I love rotting at home too. No worries, I got you. That is a great pastime. Mi favorito. Kids have a trunk or treat tonight. Nice. Trick or treat. I think Frank and I are going to dress up on stream together. Oh, cool. That's nice. I mean, Frank already has his costume nailed down, though. So it's kind of cheating if it's not new. Make him do a new one. Make him do a new one. No Batman. No Batman for Frank. How about that? Make him do a new one. That way he doesn't have to pull off the same costume that he has. Come on, put some effort into it. He has to be Batman? Pfft. I too love rotting at home. Yeah. It's fantastic. I'm competing in a stamina-oriented DDR tournament? That's pretty sick. Are you good at DDR, LFK? That's awesome. Kind of jealous in the sense that I love going to the arcade. DDR is fun. Or pump it up, or, you know, whichever you want to play. Throwing candy at the children, says one drunk man. Get off my lawn! Here's some candy. It has to be Batman? You don't know? You don't know what it is like to put that mask on? What is it like, Frank? What is it like to put the mask on? Tell us more. Tell me more. Wait. Wrong slider. I like Pump It Up too. Yeah, pretty into dance rhythm games. Fun. Dance rhythm games are crazy fun. I mean, being good at them is very different from having fun just playing them. But they're fun. I enjoy them. But I mean, yeah, I am not saying I'm good at it or anything like that. The mask controls Frank? That sounds like the mask then. That's not Batman. That's just the mask. Like the green one, the mask. Pump It Up has great K-pop licenses. Yeah, that's true. I mean, really huge in Korea and in Asia in general. But yeah, I mean, it kind of a lot of the big stuff happen in Korea. Yeah. Thoughts? Oil Kings versus Mings. Both pretty nice. Oil Kings do come with a bit more stock lube and stuff, so just be aware of that. Both pretty smooth though. I think Oil Kings sometimes, depends on how you open them, might need films. Mings maybe. Just try it out and see if it wobbles. I forget the pricing for each or both, so don't quote me on anything for that. So I guess bang for the buck wise though, they seem both good. Might just pick based on colors though, but both seem pretty nice switches, at least when I've tried them. I kind of pretty much pick switches based on color now because they all kind of are smooth. It's 2022 and people still don't know what a mask feels like. Yeah, what a boomer. What a boomer, Frank. Are you not wearing? Did you not wear your mask in 2020? Is that the kind of person you were? We have found out a terrible truth about Frank today. You are one of those. Sheesh. I mean, specifically during 2020. Hello, is this the famous Lightning? Hello, Shinoto, how's it going? The goddamn government behind spyware, now goddamn masks. Yeah, seriously. Sheesh. Captain Mike, hello. El Quan, hello. How's it going? Do you know why there aren't more MX boards with true HKB layout? Seeing the Vera made me wonder. Oh, I can tell you why. It's because there aren't a lot of 6U spacebars. And also, there's just not a lot of interest in 6U bottom row HKB MX keyboards. That's really wild. It's mostly out of designing for it. You need to design for it using a 6U spacebar and stabilizer. You need to design a PCB and play for it, right? And then you also need to have like the 6U parts like keycaps and stabilizer wire and such. So yeah, there are several reasons, but that's kind of one of them. Basically, it's like demand / availability of things, or mostly demand, really. But yeah. Beware of the microchips that analyze your breath for the devil's lettuce. Preach it, brother. Type B should be coming out too. Yeah, there are more true HKB layout boards coming out these days. 60 off center is the best. I heard mass mod makes your breath more thoggy. But yeah, the 6U thing definitely is a pretty big factor in why true HKB layout isn't the thing. It's the bottom row thing. No government gonna be forcing me to wear them goddamn freedom muscles. Yeah, true. Anyone else picking up CRP tomorrow? Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, damn, that's soon. Malik, hello. All I'm saying is, ever since COVID happened, I've never have to smell someone's bad breath ever again. I mean, I guess that is true. All you have to do is just wear a mask and say, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to wear my mask." That's all. Damn, that's savage though. That's pretty funny. All right, so this is the daughter board. I'm gonna just take it out, but there's like these screws here. So there's a few screws here that put the daughter board down to the case. There are these cables that connect the battery compartment to the daughter board here, so you need to just be mindful of disconnecting it whenever you take off the daughter board. So just, you know, take it out like this, and then you see these black and red connectors here. There's a JST connector over here. It's pretty small. Just take it out. And that's it. So this is the controller that's gonna go into the heavy Grail. This fits fine. No mods needed. So just put it aside for now. CRP's tomorrow? Yeah, I didn't know. Want to sell keyboard pneumonies? Isn't that your personal HKB? No, this is not my personal HKB. This is not my personal HKB. Actually, before I proceed, I'm gonna take off the keycaps. It's very easier to take off the keycaps while the domes are actually pushing up on the sliders. Would you say they are thocky when removing them? I mean, probably no, but if for the value of entertainment, yes is an answer, then sure. Just checked again, and yes, CRP R5 should be tomorrow. Damn, that's so soon. That's so quick. I feel like it just got announced and it's already tomorrow. Okay, cool. I guess it's happening then. For the US, it's on drop. I did not order from drop last time, so I might just order from abroad. Somewhere, I don't know. Whatever, whichever suits me best. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. But I think it might be even cheaper to order from abroad if you're from the US, because you get taxed anyway here. And you don't get taxed on imports, so yeah. Well, as long as you don't exceed 800 bucks or whatever. Syrup Labs, yeah, it could be Syrup Labs, could be pretty much any of the EU vendors, or even like Daily Clack. Like, it's honestly not that bad for shipping. It's like at most you're paying like what, 25, 35 on shipping, maybe let's say 40 bucks even, but even then that's not terrible. Considering tax probably puts it over there. Yeah, you can pretty much pick whichever you want. But yeah, I'm in New York, so like tax is basically like 10%, so not really worth it. Is Syrup Labs doing R5? Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are. There's all the vendors listed right above. John Shy Guy just put it in chat, but if you missed it, it's Drop, Syrup Labs, Daily Cloud, My Keyboard EU, prototype is Monster Gear, Play Keyboard, 90 Keys, Hex Keyboard, Albert, Buntara, Noontide Cho TR sand keys. Is it in stock? No, it's a group buy. What kits are the kits? What are the kits available? Somebody posted like a preview link somewhere, or like the maybe Monster Gear or something. One of those websites already has the kits up, like a listing up, so you can just check there. But I don't have a link handy right myself. If I recall, there's like Desco Black, Egyptian, Irish, Hangul, Japanese, tulip, Greek tulip, don't remember. I missed Herb Labs Discord and no mentions of about R5. I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned. Are you sure you're looking at the right place? I'm pretty sure it's been talked about. Like there are these pings about like the Japanese kit and stuff. I'm like 100% sure about that. I think you might have just missed it. Is there no Peacock? Maybe not, actually. I mean, it's already been run like 4 times, dude. Where were you? Just buy one of those kits. Just buy an R4 kit. That's a mage. I kind of had little to no interest. Well, I mean, that sounds like it's your fault. And still don't? Then why do you ask? I was just wondering. I see. Drew was just wondering. That's fine. We always wonder. I got both my tulips and I'm good. Nice. Is that your favorite kit, Fishy? Tulip's pretty nice. It's basically like clean Latin / ANSI, and then those extra touches are pretty sweet. A lot fewer kits than R4. Well, that's kind of a good thing, though. Fewer kits means fewer SKUs, a little easier to manage in that regard. You know, no harm. Hammer Club, Hammerworks will change the name to Hammer. From now on, I'll open CRPR5 on October 22nd. That's tomorrow. It is tomorrow, I see. Pretty cool. Alright. Pretty sure CRPR5 already happened in China, so... Or at least it has been open already, so... I know that part at least. I remember someone mentioning it at some point, too. Alright, so this part is where you might want to be careful. I mean, you might eventually want to remove the PCB anyway specifically for the heavy grail, but if you're doing a regular HKB lubing process or whatever, ideally you don't want to fuck up here and detach all your domes and lose your springs, okay? So you hold it together and you flip it upside, like you flip it right side up, and then you carefully detach the domes from the PCB and domes from the top case, which might require some care, and sometimes it's not perfect, but it's part of the process here. So there we go. There it is. So the sliders are on the top case here in the case of the HKB, which we're gonna remove, and then the PCB and the domes are set aside here. which for now I'm just gonna set completely aside so that we don't touch it. Alright, so that's that. Now I already lubed this, so all I need to do is lube the stabs, remove the sliders, lube the stabs, and put the sliders over. So let's start by removing the sliders. You can use a screwdriver, you can use a spudger, you can use whatever. I might just use a spudger because it might make my life a little easier, because just to use a tool to actually push them out. So I'm just gonna use this, or maybe this way, just to push the sliders out. Yeah, push the sliders out of the Just don't sneeze while holding the PCB with thumbs. Yeah. What's a desk mat? This is the Future Funk desk mat, pretty sure. It's one of the Future Funk desk mats. Let's see. I wanted to pick up Peacock this round, but it looks like it's not there. Yeah, I guess you'll probably just have to get it from somewhere else. Good night, Zoran. Bye. By the way, do you know if this is the same hammer that used to make the 60% cases back in the day? Yes, it is the same. Pretty sure that that hammer is the same hammer as that, as well as the same that makes like the resin keycaps, as well as the same one that makes the FMJ 80. So they kind of endeavor in a lot of different things, not just keycaps, but also keyboards and resin-made keycaps as well. Well, I guess making keycaps is all resin-made, but yeah, you get the idea. So these are the Type S sliders, so gotta make sure that your sliders still have the O-ring installed on them. If you didn't, you might have missed one. You can always double check. Looks like I'm good for now. I feel like when you own the means of production, I mean, like, you know, like Geon Works is a very good example, which I think people tend to be like, oh, why are things not priced like Geon prices them? It's because, yeah, if you don't own the means of production, it just isn't the same. It just, you cannot compare someone running it through a third-party manufacturer, like somebody who is doing that work for you, versus you doing it yourself because you own everything and you can make everything. Very, very different costs, associated logistics. So yeah, Hammer is definitely one of those that kind of just owns their means of production. So yeah. Geon probably eats, sleeps, and lives in this factory. I mean, probably has like a nice office for that. And like maybe probably even like a separate room for that too. And when things go wrong, like the F2 GB, then it's a lot more responsibility on the runner producers if then taking both roles. Yeah. Logistically speaking, it's quite a lot going on there too. So yeah. All right. So these sliders are out, which I already lubed these guys over here. So I'm actually just gonna pop them right in. I'm actually gonna do maybe a quick touch of using the file just to kind of like get rid of any like flashing. Just a pass, like a micro pass, basically. Like just a cylindrical sharp file. Just gonna do like basically like one circle like that, you know, like maybe like a couple rounds like that on each. Just to get rid of any flashing or any like whatever dust, plastic pieces, resin bits, whatever's left over from the ejection process. Smoothing it all out. it won't really affect anything else because, you know, we are just doing it lightly. Be careful not to stab yourself. Is that just going to create dust on a rough surface? No, no, no. I'm really doing it very lightly here. And this is a pretty fine grit file. So, no, not in this case. We're just trying to get rid of any material that will get in the way, rather than creating a different texture on the surface. That's it. So it's pretty light, like there's barely anything on the file. It's just to get rid of any. Alright. He does in-house for commissions protos, but I think he outsources the large runs. I do believe, don't they outsource like the anodizing, for example? They outsource the anodizing though, right? They use a third-party anodizer, right? For example, like finishes and stuff. Yeah, that's what I recall seeing some at some point. Oh, okay. He's making another 65% with a knob. Oh, cool. Okay. Super bummed about the Vanquish? So it goes. Some projects just don't make it. You probably come back in the future somehow, right? That's if it's in their interest. But yeah. Maybe the higher end ones are still in the house, but I'm reasonably sure the frogs aren't. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I don't keep track of all the little details. But I mean, we do know that at least they are capable of making stuff in-house, which is a pretty big deal. It's not like your average Joe can purchase large 5-axis CNC machines and stuff, right? So so there's that. That's kind of like a big consideration in anything producing related, at least for keyboard milling. Yeah. Do you think that the hobby will slow down due to the COVID wave being done? I think the hobby will slow down due to the recession that's currently happening. If that answers all your questions. Lightning in-house CNC when? Never. I would hate to be in that part of that end of the industry. Not super my type of job. Specifically. You live in a massive enough place in New York City? Oh, okay. Sure, of course, massive enough place. They outsource anno like steel finishing, etc. Okay. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's a DDS scale menu exclusively for boards within a few years. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of feel like some of them are pretty exclusive to keyboards, as in like keyboards occupy so much of their machine time and space that you could call a lot of these prototyping or just keyboard menus like essentially keyboard manufacturers, because they probably do form a big part of their share when it comes to having many different clients and working with them, right? Doing several runs and whatnot, right? Like, that wouldn't be too surprising. Oh. If Diego got a CNC, he'd put in a skiff. Maybe Reborn would do that, right? Technically. Alright, so just double check that they kind of return, which they seem to. We'll see if this one binds or not. No, it seems okay. Obviously the lube is slowing them down a little, but you just want to make sure that you don't like bind like static, like completely static. So just making sure they like are mobile in their channels is good. So just gonna check that. That's why we file for flashing, you know, just double checking. Okay, seems pretty good. They don't seem like they're binding or anything, like getting completely stuck in plastic, so that's good. Alright, so the 1U sliders are done. Put it aside for a sec, and now we move on to our stabilizer stuff. So stabilizer stuff has a wire here, so I'm just gonna use this spudger, just pull out the 2U here. It also has a silencing ring. So yeah, just carefully take off the wire from the HKB top piece. Do the same for the other one. Take it out. For the space bar, you can actually take off this thing, which we have to take off. So this one, you can use a spudger if you want, you can use a screwdriver, you can use whatever you want, but basically you're just dislodging the 2 housings over here. So in my case, I'll just push it. Don't have a soft grip on it, there we go. Comes right off, and then same with the other side. And boom, comes right off. So it came off from the top piece. Put the top piece aside. You're gonna just put it back later. Alright. So now time to lube the stabilizer wire and stuff. So let's start with one of these guys. So here's the wire. I'm gonna start maybe with the slider itself. So just grab some, I want to do it with 205, so maybe just grab some 205 here, grab a brush, any brush is fine, and then I just like lubing some of the slider and then doing the wire itself. And let's see, okay, looks fine. Alright, okay, so just take the slider, take some 205, and I just lube a little bit on the sides here, on each side, just anywhere that you think there's gonna be plastic or metallic contact. Pretty much I just kind of am a bit more generous on the lube for those portions, just pretty much anything that might glide over, reducing that a little bit of friction there, or the rattle specifically. So we're just trying to get rid of that, and so just apply lube everywhere. Alright, so that's that. Now for the wire, just just gonna grab the wire. It does have some lube already, which you can either lube over, you can wipe it off. I just wipe it off for the sake of just being consistent. Okay. Just take a bit of lube on your brush and lube the wire. Where basically anywhere where it's gonna make contact. It's quite a lot of lube. Just even coat. Even coat first. I like to do even coat first, and then I like to put a little more wherever it seems like it might have a lot of empty space around, or where you think the metal contacting the wire will make like rattling sounds. So normally this will be at this whole vertical portion, so I like to put a little more lube here, especially at the end of the wire where like ends might be a little more jagged. So same for the other side. Be a bit more generous for these guys, because honestly it's just to prevent any extraneous sounds rather than to make it smoother. It's just to make sure it doesn't make any sounds, weird sounds, when it clinks against any other surface. So okay, that's done. Now, you know, maybe you want to pop it right into the case. So we have our silencing ring here, which we should keep. Maybe I'll start with the enter here. Just put my silencing ring there just so it kind of stays in place. You can just put your wire over like that, so it's in. And then so I don't like, you know, maybe you want to just touch with a little bit of lube where it's gonna make contact on the case too, so on the plate rather, so maybe just like a little bit here, you know, pretty much anywhere where you can make sounds or extraneous noises. Won't hurt. And you just put it on. You can use some tweezers to help guide you. So slider is in, but I accidentally pulled the wire out. Okay. There we go. Are the slab sliders and purple Type S oh wait, slab sliders and Type S purple slider HKBs reinforce any difference from unsilenced ones? Yeah, you can actually just search that on Google and it'll pop right out. But yeah, look it up. The Type S ones are slightly like shorter, or I mean like longer on the center part to account for the thickness of the dampening ring, the silencing ring. It's like a teeny bit. It's like a point. It's like a point something millimeter difference, but it's very small difference. Okay. Do the rest here. Again, first on the plastic portions here for the slider. Anything that might make contact, just do that. I wonder why they aren't purple like the rest of the sliders in the silence reinforced. Probably because they just didn't want to do it purple. Simple. Yeah. Designer's choice. Engineer's choice. Simple as that, I guess. Maybe they just didn't want to dye it purple. Or they didn't have, you know, or thought that doing it for the larger pieces was just not worth it. Who knows? Might as well be any reason. Given that they don't exist in purple. Okay. Okay, now that's that. Again, take our silencing ring, just put it on there, position right in the middle. Alright, that gets placed. And now we're gonna do the stabilizer for the spacebar as well. So for the spacebar stabilizer, you have to disassemble it first. I recommend to do that first. So you wanna just take out the wire here. So any wire attachment here, just take it off carefully. Wire's off. Wire's off. Alright. So now, same thing, take each part and apply a lube wherever you think that there's going to be contact. Alright. That's one. You see the scavenger job on my key cult lightning? No, I haven't. What's wrong with it? You sent it to anodize somewhere? Or something? Re-anodize rather? or anodized, re-anodized, whichever. No, but I haven't seen. What happened? Is it just like not even or something like that? First time trying to shop, maybe? Or someone you know, or what's the deal? Local shop, giant streak below logo, and a couple divots where they handle the exterior of the base plate. Oh, rip. Rip, 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 rip. That's unfortunate. That is truly unfortunate. It happens, but yeah, it's always a bummer when it does. Alright, you can be kind of generous on the lube for the spacebar wire, to be honest. I tend to be more generous than not, because I would rather have this wire not do any kind of rattling at all. So pretty much the whole L bend, or more like a U bend. And then I apply more generously at the tip of the wire. Shop treating keyboards like guns? Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's to be expected considering that it's not like they know what the standard for keyboards is. Right? Like, is it really a surprise? Probably not. I mean, you probably need to communicate it, but doesn't mean by practice they'll be able to do the same, because, you know, one of those things. Old habits die hard as well. There's that. One Jado, thank you so much for the 10 months. Thank you, thank you. Alright, so generous application of lube, and then just put your wire in and clip it in. Boom. Done. Same for the other side. Start treating guns like keyboards? Yeah, I don't know about that. Do you think that's even gonna happen? I mean, there's people who do baby their guns too, though. Doesn't mean that it's the same. Different tools. Definitely something you really need to go over with the finisher beforehand. Yeah. Yeah, I think the expectation level is completely different. It was a fun experience, though. That's good. That's good. Happy October. What's up, Janky? How's it going? I hope Monoke has a Jane with internal weight. I don't know if they will. It's up to a designer, I think. Alright, generous application, and clip it on. By generous, I really just mean enough to not have any rattling or weird, but not too much so that you don't also just drown it in lube and cause, like, you know, things like the sticking sound or weird things like that. Alright, cool. So that's nice. Now you're just gonna clip it right onto your heavy Grail plate, which I'm gonna do that. Boom, boom, done. Alright, so that's done. Even if you go over it though, they don't always understand. Yeah, that was my point earlier too. It's like, even if you do, old habits die hard. They're just not used to it. They just don't know too much about it. You might tell them, they might be like, okay, yeah, sure, of course, I'll be careful. That's it. Alright. The only thing about lubing HKP is that you don't know how it's going to turn out until you kind of put it all together. So the next part is to put it all together. And so for this portion, this is kind of like the, you could say it's like the harder part of it, right? Is that, let me see. So I'm actually gonna open up the Norbauer video for the heavy Grail and kind of like go over that. So let me see. Okay, so Norbauer heavy Grail unboxing and assembly. Okay, cool.
What ho, keyboard nerds, I'm Ryan Norbauer.
Not sure if that's audible. I'm just gonna mute it actually. No need to. Okay, I just need to see the general steps. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Takes off all the sliders, lube, whatever. Filing. Okay, all done. Alright. I saw Thok was mentioned. I figured I better stop in. Hello, Thok Thumbs. How you doing? Alright, so... Okay, so slider's all done. And then he opens up the case. So let's open up the case too. Let's just do whatever he does. Okay, so open up the case. I feel like if you tell a finisher, hey, can you finish my thing better than the rest of your things, they'll think you're a dick because they're basically telling their work is shit. Yeah, I guess it depends on how you put it, but it could imply that if you're not careful, yeah, about how you phrase things and whatnot. Alright, great. So do that, and then the next thing he does is going to be putting that gasket piece. So get those gasket pieces. Here's the first one. Alright, so you're just gonna take a look kind of like how it goes. So it's gonna go in this way first because there's like a longer blocker side and a shorter blocker side, so this is the correct, there's only one way to put it. Okay. Okay, cool. That seems like it's lined up. Just need to push this one a little bit when I put it into the put the plate and stuff into the case. Alright, cool. Alright, so he does all that. And then he actually places the plate right in. So the question is, do I have to do that? Can I put the plate and PCB together and then do the plate? I guess not, because the gasket has to be assembled correctly. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Alright, cool. Okay, so we are gonna carefully put this part. So for that, we're gonna check that we have all of our screws. Yeah, you can't access all the screws. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured too. So what's the difference? Why are there two different screw sizes here? Oh, I think that's for something else. Let's see, so just need to double check. I actually don't remember.
Use on the...
Oh, I see. Never mind. It's on the... Hold on. Why is this kind of like that? Alright, cool. There. Okay. Just need to check what's... Alright, cool. Alright, got it. Alright, so next step, it is indeed to put the plate over. Make sure that this is nice and lined up here. Oh, it's not moving. Okay. How many screws are there for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that's the right screw for that? Huh? Let's see. He puts in all those screws. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Okay, show me the back, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's more screws. Hold on, where's need more of this? I don't have enough, so I need some more. Oh, I see. Looks like these are the right ones, actually. No, let's look at the size here. Hold on, I need to double check the size of these screws. So, do these fit? No, these are not the right ones. So I'm pretty sure it's this one. Okay. All right. So. Put this in that corner. Okay, so make sure that our thing is nice and lined up properly. Oh, Leonardo the Mouse, hello. How's it going? I'm afraid I cannot paint rubber. Yeah, I mean, right. How's the build going? It's going slowly, but it's going. It's a slow process, but it's all right. It's not that difficult. I think it's mostly just a matter of patience and care. Just making sure the little pour-on thing doesn't kind of show up here. It kind of does sneak below the plate here. You can just push it in with the spudger properly. Alright, looks pretty good. Now we can tighten those screws a bit. What's your opinion on the QC of the heavy grails? I see some people had trouble assembling their units. I think overall they've seemed okay. I mean, I do think that there are some features, I mean, some things that could be improved upon, like especially like the plates with the flashing a little bit. I mean, like, I do think that having the file included is a nice touch, because it kind of basically, it's like precluding for the fact that it's going to happen, and that it's always possible that, you know, like, it's just a thing about manufacturing pieces like this, that it won't always be perfect. But I mean, yeah, like, I mean, they're like the yellowing of the plates, for example, like that could be something that could have been like looked upon a bit before, like, you know, things were sent out, or yeah, although I don't know exactly what kind of issues people had. Like, I don't know what the extent and like how many issues people had with what exactly, and what percentage is that from the overall overall number of people assembling their heavy grails, etc. So yeah, if the statistic is significant, then okay, sure, like, you should probably think about QC concerns, but it did not sound like it was that big of a deal, but I don't know. Alright, cool. So, okay, so he does that. Alright, cool. So now we are in the more delicate part of this process, where we have, basically, I need to put these, I need to put the domes and stuff. So this is the harder part of the process, in the sense that you're just hoping that you don't screw up. So let me grab something to elevate the case. All right, cool. You have to be cautious assembling, but that's part of the building. Yeah. What switches are in your 910? GATX switches. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Now is the time, the moment of truth. where I basically have to place this on this. I actually don't know how resilient this will be to gravity. I don't think it will be. We can give it a shot. But we'll see. Should we try this? What's the over-under on falling domes? I'm saying 6. Oh well, one already fell. And where's the conical spring for that? Oh, here it is. Okay. One already fell. So, gravity, thou art a heartless bitch, indeed. So, if I make it a... Alright, what are the chances, guys? I saw someone flip their dome's PCB upside down. I mean, I'll have to place this one, right, too? Or, I guess this one I can just place it now. Gravity isn't real. You got this, sir. Oh my god. Okay, that's a lot of pressure, but all right. It's gonna be funny, isn't it? Put the board on top and then flip. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, to be honest. All right. Just trying to lining it up perfectly is the hardest part, to be honest. All right. I'm gonna put this dome back then. That looks pretty good. All right. Shit. Okay. Okay. Okay, looks good so far. This stab is feeling a little weird. Hold on. Yeah, this stab is feeling a little bindy. So I have a feeling this is not clearing as well as it should. The enter one. The rest seems good though. No, I mean, it doesn't matter because I have to check every dome anyway. I mean, every slider rather, but since I already know that there's one issue, I'm gonna have to take it off anyway. So I'm gonna go back to the plate in any case. Alright. Alright, so I do think the enter key is a little bindy. So I do think it's because this part of the wire, or rather this part here, is a little too thick. So let me try to disassemble that first. Here's my spudger here. Okay. Feels like every time. What are you doing to the plate? I am just filing. So I am basically filing like right there where the wire meets the plastic clip, right there and right there. Because I think basically it's too thick or too long, maybe just a little bit of extra plastic or something, that it feels like it's binding the wire rather than the slider itself. I think the slider itself is moving fine. I think it's just the wire. It's a little tight. So just filing a little bit of that to see if it improves the movement, and going from there. Yep. Okay. Feels like, oh, what's up, Jeff Leopard? Feels like every time I come back here, you have more miniature figurines on the desk than last time. I have the same number as last time. I think. Unless you haven't seen one of the displays before. But yeah. Okay. Oh, it is better. Okay, good. It is better now. Okay. You used to have one box on the desk, it was tasteful, now you have no shame? Yeah, no shame. Yeah, too bad. Too bad. No one can stop me. What a monster. Terrible. Okay, looks good. Alright, now I just need to carefully flip it over. And now I'm just gonna hold it like this and actually put in a couple of screws in. What does a conga stem look like? Like a regular MX stem. It's just dust. Oh, actually, it's like some kind of like gunk or whatever. But yeah, it's just like an MX stem. It's like literally expanded many times. Any good full-size keyboard? You guys have suggestions for that? A Philco? Or a Leopold 980M or 980C maybe? Missed a chance to make it a 2x2 cap. So it is basically a 2x2 cap, but the stem isn't a 2x2 cap. That would have been a lot more work to make it a 2x2 cap, like normally. The way it was done, it's basically by expansion through the molding process. You mold it, you expand, you let expansion happen, you mold it again, you expand over and over again. So, Real Force 103U? Links? I don't have a links. You can Google it, but people can write it down in the chat. Like, people can people just like write that down for me? Like Philco, Leopold 980M, 980C, Real Force. If you're looking for like a plastic case, and depends on your budget too. If your budget is higher, you can always do like a custom keyboard. It will cost you like several $100s if you're not aware. It all depends on what your budget is also, as well. So yeah, just so you know. Teacher Jane? That's not a full size though. I saw a picture of a full size the other day for the first time in so long. It looks so weird. Yeah, right? That's where we started. Like all of us. It is a little bizarre to see a full size or to use one once in a, like, for the first time in a while. Okay. I think I can safely flip it over and double check the domes. Okay, don't seem good, so I'm gonna continue with the assembly for now. Let's hope that nothing is like weird, but I think I'm good to go. Custom is too expensive for me. I got a Motospeed CK104 with tape and foam mod. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, I mean, if you have a budget and like for for replacing your current board, then and custom's too expensive, I would definitely suggest something OEM. I think custom is definitely gonna be a bit on the pricier side for that particular concern that you have. So there are OEM options that should be pretty good, like competitive. Oh, I don't have much else to say, but I did receive info, and there will be something HKB related happening soon. That's pretty much all I have, but yeah. Snow caps. Yeah, so I don't know specifics yet. I'll probably know in coming weeks, but yeah, don't know yet. Okay, looks good. All right, so let's move forward. All right, so he assembles everything. Blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah. PCB, screws. All right, cool. All right, so now to put the daughter board on. Big screws here. Alright. Now it is time to actually get the daughter board here and place it on this portion here. Line it up so that dip switches go in properly. Alright, so 2 screws line up here. I'll donate subs for a leak. There's no leak though. I was just told there was stuff in the planning, and then I will be let know soon. That's it. So I just wanted to kind of mention that. But yeah. All right, cool. Looks like that's good. Stable. Okay, good. All right. And then looks like I can plug in my my cable here. So to test it out too, because that's important. Okay. Do I need to put that internal foam piece in? I guess it's optional, right? Yeah, I guess that's optional. Blah 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 blah. Okay, he talks about the Pro 2 for a bit. Oh wait, no, go back. Okay, I guess that's it. Alright, cool. Alright, next. So next part would just be to make sure to close it up properly. Okay, USB seems to line up fine. Okay, nice. That's just to keep the gasket from flopping around. And if I recall correctly, original came still attached. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine then. Not a big deal. Thanks, fishy. Ooh. Why is this screw hole kind of stubborn? Yeah. All right, that's done. Ooh, sounds good. Okay. Alright, great. These are all original HKB screws, so I'll just keep them aside so I don't lose them. And I'll put the rest of these guys into the bag. This one. These guys here, those are for the connectors. Alright. And I normally just lube this whatchamacallit, this little spring here, just like with leftover lube is fine, just so it doesn't like have like weird pinging or kind of like that crunchy sound, right? So I just lube it on both sides. Just with the brush is fine, just pretty much anything to prevent it from making weird sounds. It's okay, doesn't matter, don't need much really. And then place it on there. Okay, so that'll be ready for the keycaps. All right, so let's put these caps back on. This should basically be all done. So let's put the space bar on. I love the snap of Topre's Topre keycaps. It's so nice. It's just so satisfying. That OEM Topre snap. So nice. It is indeed the heavy thok. We thockin'. Alright, I'll leave these two keys aside because I do have a couple of some artisans we can try. So it is time, I think. Let me just make sure it works here. It should though. Alright, yeah, no, it works, it's working. Okay, Alright, great. Alright. Okay, so here are some artisans that we can try. I just picked out some Topre compatible ones here. There's not too many. I just figure I picked out some that I haven't used and stuff that I had here. So you guys can help me pick. These are all Topre compatible. So you guys can help me pick. And two artisans. Perp, which one? You can say A, B, C, D, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So A1 through A4, B1 through B4, C1 through C4, D1 through D4. B2 and C2, these two? Or wait. B2, B2, C2, B3, purple froge. Oh, okay. I'm gonna let's see. B2, C2, B3, A2, B2 got a vote. Yes, both golem, B2, C2. That's B2 and C2. B2 and B3. Okay, B2 and B3. This is why I put a Desky sliders on the top right. Yeah, I mean that works, but I just wanted to use some Topre compatible ones. Should we just use it? Do you want me to just use the bro caps? These guys? These are the Desert Funk bro caps. Pretty nice. Kind of goes with the finish, I guess. Kind of neat. Alright, I guess we'll just do that. Oh. Right there. Oop. It's gonna snap. I'm not sure, is this gonna fit? Is this loose? I'm not sure, hold on. Try it. I'm gonna escape. Ah! Do I need like do I need a tape fix on this? Hold on, let me get some tape. Maybe I need some tape on this. It's like very loose on the Topre on this one, which is rare for bro caps. Actually, bro cap TMX tends to work better on Topre than on MX, to be frank. It is an older keycap though, so I think it might have just been worn out a little. Ah, okay. Oh. Yeah, kind of loose. Oh, whatever. I guess. Did that work? Oh, it didn't. Oopsie. Gotta shift it over. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess as long as I don't like flick it, it's fine. Whatever. YOLO. It looks fine as long as I don't flick it. But this one's fine. This one's okay. That one's fits fine. All right, cool. All right, so let's put these guys away. Okay. All right, so we're actually done with the build here and ready to test it out. Not bad. 2 hours and 28 minutes, and I actually did lubing and assembly and testing. It's all good. All right, so get this one on, and then you forgot to solder. Yeah, right. Whoops. Forgot to solder. GG. Alright. So I think we're ready to go. Alright, so today we have a heavy Grail. This has HKB Professional hybrid internals. Type S. So it does have the silencing rings. Lube with 3204 for the alphas, essentially. I mean, for all the sliders. And then 205 for the grease on the stabilizer wires and so on. So yeah, Topre 45 gram with some OEM keycaps and some artisans from Brocaps. This is the standard ABS, pink ABS plate from Norbauer's shop. So let's give this a shot. Alright, let's refresh. Alright, cool. Alright, here we go. Let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Not liking the sound of the board? Really? You don't like this? It's so nice. I love this sound. I love this sound. This sound is so good. Also, I would have broken my PR if I hadn't completely tanked my my mistake here, but whatever. I think it sounds great. Anyway, that's me. Fuck, Froge. Very nice pairing goes with the case. Oh yeah, that's right. Perfect sound. Yeah, I think it sounds great. I don't know about you, but I think it sounds fantastic. This is exactly the Topre sound that it preserves. It preserves it going from the plastic case to the metallic case. This is I think this kind of like peak engineering in the sense that, like, you know, Norbauer's Heavy Grail, as well as, you know, maybe the EV also does that, the XRF and so on, right? Like, what's nice about them is that they accomplish that goal. It's like to take internals from this one plastic case, putting in a completely different material, and making it sound like preserve that original kind of characteristic sound. I mean, it is different, but it still preserves a lot of that. Of course, thanks to the fact that these plates are also like made out of plastic, you know, injection mold and all that. But it's very nice. It is still Topre 45 gram, so it still preserves that feel. If you had modded your HKB before and then translated it afterwards to the case, so there's that. Topre is a sound I can never get behind, but I respect. That's fair. That's fair. I understand that. Alright. Hear the mods first, and then I'll answer any other questions. A little bit of ticking here. Kind of unfortunate, but it sounds okay. Generally, use a little bit of ticking though there. Ooh, I love that second row. Sounds pretty good. I think it sounds pretty nice. I think it sounds great. IMO, but that's just my opinion, man. Kenji, hello. ASMR, sorta. Diego, have you tried Evia at all? I remember seeing it at a meetup. That's about it. It was nice. It was nice seeing it at a meetup. I mean, it sounds kind of similar, yeah. I don't know the internals and all that stuff because I haven't bought one or nobody has really sent one, so there's that. Maybe I need a heavy grail. Pretty nice. It is very nice. Heavy grail is the best aftermarket Topre IMO. It's definitely one of the. I mean, there's only two options. I mean, there's a few options actually. I guess there's more people coming up with them, but it's definitely one of the nicest options. If it wasn't for my carpal tunnel, I would own every Topre board ever made. They sound insane. The Quavo, wow, that's a bold claim. Also, sorry to hear about the carpal tunnel. But, how different is the feel, assuming it is, compared to a plastic HKB if both are lubed? I can bring one of my HKBs out. Let me see. Topre 45 gram with 32.4. Actually, do I even have the same config? Let me check. I may have lubed mine like with 32.3 and then I kind of gave up. Kind of similar, I guess, this one, but it has a bunch of resin on it too. This one, I think I should have that. Okay, I'll bring my Pro one. Hold on. So this one, unfortunately, does have a lot of resin, so you kind of have to ignore the resin keycaps because they just completely change the sound, like especially the modifiers. But for the alphas, I guess I can just take off some of these keys and compare. So this one is kind of similar in almost every regard. It's HKB Pro 1. It was lubed with Tribosys 3204 as well. It also has silencing rings like the original ones from Real Force / HKB. It uses purple sliders, so about as close as it gets. It was lubed a long time ago, so there's that. And I think I probably replaced a few domes in here because they were not perfect. But I can try typing on this, and you guys, you can kind of like see if you like it or not. So sorry if I'm not answering some questions, but it's just because I'm not looking all all the chat. All right, here. And my spacebar is ticking. But yeah, that's what it sounds like. So a bit different. It's definitely different. It preserves, so like Heavy Grail preserves that sound, but it sounds different because inherently there's like different amount of space in the case and also different material. But it preserves a bit of that like plasticky feel that the original has. Yeah, but I prefer the plastic case personally. Another thing is that the aftermarket solutions for Topre housings is not inexpensive. Like it is quite a bit of a jump in price. You do end up spending like $400 or $500, let's say, for the case, and then you obviously have to have the parts to transplant, which whether you harvest or whether you buy it, you still have to pay a bunch of money. So it ends up being the same as an MX custom price wise. Like you spend a bunch of money for the whole build altogether. It's about the same, but it is pricey. It is pricey. So that's like one of those things. But yeah. Fortunately, the lubing on this was done a long while back, so probably why it doesn't sound perfect. But yeah, it's just the nature of the beast. I agree, kid. I agree. Same. Alright. Alright, so that's my HKB Pro Professional 1. Same. Yeah. Alright. Okay, let me go back to the questions and whatnot. Okay, so that was Aetherx question. Diego, have you tried an Evia? I already said. But yeah. Done? Yeah, that was fast. Yeah, I thought that was fast too. Sounds like rain on a roof. Ooh, that's a nice sound though. Hybrid Type S is my favorite. Yeah, Hybrid Type S is super nice. I send you Evia when Zon ships in 4 years. Okay. Vintage stocks. Where you get your keycaps from? So this is all OEM blanks. These are gamer. This might be from either Togepi or MF caps. These are HKB errors from Key Collective, older maker. They also, one of the duo from Key Collective eventually became Gaff caps as well. This is from Key Collective as well. The other one's from Whittle Kitty, another maker who doesn't really make these days. But yeah, like on any of the non-resin made keycaps are OEM, so they're the standard blanks that come with the HKB. I'm not surprised that you have those Topre Artisans. I mean, it is like one of the first things I actually collected. Before I started collecting MX Artisans, I collected a lot of Topre too. So Topre was actually my kind of like my entry, like gateway drug to the hobby, and so I definitely have a very strong I definitely have a very strong like bond with Topre in general. Dio just got back from the doctor's office and he told me to incorporate more thok into my diet. Sheesh. Let's go. Yeah, more thok is good for you. Sticker Mule has $50 shirts right now. Oh, neat. OEM is best by far for Topre. Oh yeah, keycap wise, nothing like OEM yet. Nothing. There's just nothing like the feeling, texture, sound, thickness, that Topre snap that happens on OEM. Like nothing like that specific cap, like keycap characteristic than compared to OEM. Really nothing else like it. I really hope there are more keycap solutions for Topre that are essentially the same / like comparable quality, but not quite there yet. Aetherx sounds good. Have a good one. Cap. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the heavy Grail. I hope you guys liked it. All right. So I can answer any other questions or any other concerns. But yeah, or I can do like a quick typing again here. Because why not, right? This time maybe I'll type a little bit more slowly. Well, that's that. Okay, so actually, if you are interested in getting an HHKB or a Real Force keyboard, there is an ongoing sale for Thoktober, basically, directly from HHKB / the PFU Fujitsu store. Let me check the actual link for that. Oh, here it is. So I'll actually just link the direct post on the Instagram. And the official Instagram, there it is. That's the official link. But basically, they have $15 to $25 off different models that you can get directly from the HKB store. Oh wait, offer ends 10/20. Okay, that's a rip. Wait, 10/20. Oh, that was yesterday. Okay, that's too bad. Let me see what the price on mechanicalkeyboards.com is right now for Topre, because sometimes they have sales. Topre. Oh, I guess they're not on sale. But you can also go on mechanicalkeyboards.com and purchase them. That's too bad. I'm sorry. I thought it was for the whole month, but I guess the sale is only until yesterday. Sag. I thought it was until at least today. Oh well, not for the rest of the month, I guess. All right, friends. I guess that's all I have for today. I do think I will probably wrap it up here because I gotta go for like other plans. Amazon has an open box hybrid Type S for like $296. That's not terrible, yeah. I mean, you can always buy used. Like if you go to r/mech market, you can always buy used, which is always a good option. So there's that. Alright, I'll show off the board and then I guess we'll wrap it up there. Alright, so just to show off the board up close here. Here it is up close. This is the Heavy Grail by Ryan Norbauer or Norbauer Co. Basically, it is an aftermarket case solution for HKBs, and so this is the Aperture finish. It has just standard OEM HKB caps. This has an HKB hybrid inside of it. Some artisans from Bro caps here. This is an accent from like this accent kit that comes with the that you can buy separately. It comes with like green ones and whatnot. But yeah, this is the Heavy Grail. It's very nice. I really like it. So yeah. All right. And here is the side profile. Pretty simple case, to be honest. Like, it's super nice and simple side. But it looks good. Kind of thicker bezels for it. There's our USB-C port with which you can update the firmware or update your key map. They're using the HKB key map tool. That's possible. And the bottom is just black steel. Norbauer went crazy with this one. It's very nice. Very nice. Alright. Looks like a monument. Yeah. Alright, so let me see if I have announcements. But I'll be announcing some other new details from some of our sponsors, I think, on the next stream, if not on the one after that. I think I heard there was going to be some stuff happening next week, so I probably won't know until like the day of or something like that, so don't really have anything to share there. But I will be building the Densys KLC and rubber hose Thika TKL. I'm currently actually lubing switches for that, getting that ready, and so I will be building the rubber hose collab board maybe next stream, if not the stream after, but that will be coming very soon. Should be happening before the end of the month. As for when I'm gonna stream, I don't know the next one yet because I am kind of planning around a few things right now, just juggling a few things, but I will probably be streaming on, let me check the calendar really quick here. Today's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Probably on the 24th I'll probably stream. And as for the weekend, that's a TBD. So if I don't on the weekend, it will probably happen. It'll probably happen on Monday. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it's like, what it's going to be right now. Yep. Do you prefer the sound of the OG plastic case or Grail? I do like the Grail, but I think for the price, I like the sound of the original. Like, that's like a baseline. I like the sound of the original no matter what. I've always liked it. I guess I still like the sound of the original more than the Heavy Grail, in the sense that it just has a very characteristic plastic case sound. The Heavy Grail has its unique sound to it. It's kind of more roomy. Like, it has like this spacious nature to it, which is very enjoyable. I think the XRF kind of felt that way too when I tried it, and the Norbauer did too. So, but yeah, that's definitely like something that's different about the metallic Topre cases, but I do still prefer the plastic cases overall. Yeah. Same finish like the latest Keycaps Revision 2? Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean this? Oh yeah, it's similar. It's like the hammered finish. Yeah, it's very similar to that. It's also powder coat. Yes. Thanks for streaming. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much, friends. All right, let's go raid somebody. I don't know who's currently streaming, so let me go check. Let's see. I am streaming a little early today, so there's probably no keyword people on right now. Keyword people tend to do stuff early in the day. Oh, I see Mr. Wolf Toasty. Wolf Toasty, if you don't know, they are a PCB designer. They actually did the Fave 84 and 87 hot swap, and they've also done other PCBs like for Sabers, the Saber by 4GT, the team in Korea, who did the Ergo T-Kill. I believe Wolf also did the own PCB for that. Wolf also, I think, did a PCB for Gion at some point too. Pretty sure. So yeah, we can shoot over a raid to Wolf Toasty and call it a day. All right, so raid Wolf Toasty. Meow go raid. If you could relearn your skills, would you rather design keyboard cases or keyboard PC versus keyboard PCBs? Let's just ask this question. All right, friends, I'm gonna call it. I'll probably see you guys on the next one. If I stream on the weekend, then that'll probably happen soon. But if not, I'll probably see you on Monday. Alright, friends. Have a great rest of your evening or day. Take care. Keep thocking. Bye-bye.